Well, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Dice Hustler DCUO commentary. I'm bringing this video here today because, well, we had an interesting day of turn of events kind of go on since I posted my video yesterday, and the discussion was brought up on the forums long before that. But I brought that video up for you all to check out and all that, and bring the discussion to you. I've read pretty much everybody's comments on there, on that video, in regards to the Mark Triumph costs, and the pricing for everything, for the layers and everything. And shout out Dragon Lear, thanks for being a fan of my videos, appreciate that. I say, there's been a lot of talk going on there. I mean, it's like my email box. Like, I stepped away from my computer for a little while today, and I came back to start playing the game on the PS3 because I guess the test servers were down. But I went to take a look at my inbox when I got back to the computer and all that before I got on PS3, and I was like, wow. I mean, it's like my email box was filled. I have yet to see my email box fill up that fast before from one video. So I was pretty excited to see you guys interested in talking about and voicing your concerns and your opinions about what we're going to see there. First off, I want to preamble everything here. This is a nice match here with 1UP. Guys in 1UP on that. They're testing out some other players and everything like that. It's always good to face a good league in PvP, especially a league like 1UP. They've been holding down the PvP community, competitive 5 community for a while. And I encourage them to keep doing what they're doing. Anyways, back to what we were going to talk about, this whole rent control thing that got brought up. First, like I said, it got brought up on the forums and everything, and I posted that. I linked in the previous video. Well, that actually created a response from the developers. In fact, Jens Andersen himself, aka Spittle, on the forums, posted up a response to it, talking about various different things in regards to PvE and PvP. Wanting people to enjoy PvP and all that, but also wanting people to enjoy PvE as well, and not so much trying to force players into doing that. Now, there was talk about trying to separate all this lair stuff from arenas, from PvP, completely, so that people who mainly play the game for PvP now wouldn't have to worry about running into people who have reset FOS raids 10 times so they can get all the upgrades on the mainframes and everything like that. There was a lot of people talking about wanting that done. I don't think that's something they could feasibly do, immediately, at least. I'm pretty sure that takes a lot of work involved in that. But what was also brought up was like a lot of the consumables and everything that we get from the PvP reward boxes. Those are restricted for PvP. Well, now they're talking about unrestricting some of those consumables for PvP, so we're going to actually be able to bring them into PvE. Whether or not that actually includes the party packs or not, the group sodas, and being able to bring those in for PvE, I don't know. That would make for some interesting raids, that's for sure. I don't know if that's something they'd actually do, though, at least with the party packs. But they're talking, there's like some discussion about the consumables that we get for PvP being brought into PvE now. Also, there is a discussion here, and I want to find this here so I can read it properly for you guys to, so, there's no confusion here. Jens says here, and I quote, "We are going to add 2 new options at the mark conversion vendor. You will be able to exchange marks of tactics and strategy into marks of triumph." That's right, folks. So now, whenever you guys start getting close to your cap for marks of tactics and marks of strategy, you're going to be able to take those marks that you've earned in PvP and turn them into marks of triumph. All right. So I think this is a fantastic idea. It's a great way of offsetting the forced PVE aspect, forced to PvP or PVE aspect of what we were looking at seeing with home turf. Simply because I mean that's a lot of marks of triumph. And I mean they did he did go on in here and talk about how they don't expect everybody. It's not all 5 of those categories, all 5 of those perks. I'm gonna just keep calling them perks. It's easier that way. They didn't expect everybody to max out everything. I mean that's not what it's there for. I mean eventually I could foresee that being a possibility because there's a lot of people commenting on my previous video about being able to trade in marks of war for marks of triumph. You get 65 marks of triumph for every 1 mark of war. I see what you guys are all saying in that. I agree with you on that to a certain aspect, but there's still some people out there who still need those marks of war. Not just myself. I mean, I don't use replay badges for PvE. If I have in the past, I could probably count maybe, on one hand how many times I've reset raids with my PvE, with my replay badges. I'm still working on, I'm like 1 piece shy of my 3rd set to get done. So, I've got an entire other suit I still have to complete after this one. So, like, I still need those marks of war. Other players still need those marks of war. People who are just now starting to get into Tier 4 content need those marks of war. Now, that's not saying that I think that, somebody who just started playing the game goes and gets their lair and they should be able to have a maxed out mainframe. I'm not saying that by any stretch whatsoever. I'm just saying for, like, players like, like I mentioned in my previous video, veteran players, like myself, people have been around here since launch who've, completed a lot of the PvE feats and styles and everything that we get out of those PvE instances. It's just, it's kind of, discouraging that we would have to go into and farm, challenges and duos and alerts and lower tiered raids just so we can get the Marks of Triumph to afford these mainframe upgrades. That being said, though, I'm really excited about this prospect of trading our PvP marks for Marks of Triumph. I would like to have seen them add Marks of Legend to this, and possibly Marks of Lore. Simply because after you get all of the Legends characters, or all for the newer ones, all the the Power Girl and Almond Sword and all them, but also the launch ones and any ones that they are released since launch. That would be Two-Face and Catwoman. I would have thought they would have included the Marks of Legend and Marks of Lore as well. I don't know if they were worried about the conversion rate for those, because you earn Marks of Legend in PvP, in arenas and in Legends. But you also earn Marks of Tactics in regular arenas and in Legends too. So I'm not sure why they didn't include Lore and Legend marks as well in that. But I started up because Meps bounced a couple of things things off me for my opinion earlier today. And I'm not really going to go into detail exactly what we talked about and all that, but when I saw this announcement and everything, I asked him what the conversion rate was going to be, if they knew yet, and he said no. All right, so I was like, well, I'm going to bounce some ideas off my buddies and all that, and I'm going to start up a post about it. So in the description below, all right, you will see there's a post for a discussion of fair conversion rates for our Marks of Strategy and Marks of Tactics. Myself personally, after talking with a few of my buddies in my league, SSJ Carlos, Mr. E, Never Miss, Beastie Morph, I felt that I came up with this and all that, and I tossed out some numbers there for them, and they kind of got on board with it and everything. That for Marks of Tactics, we should have a conversion rate of 1 for 30. So 1 Mark of Tactic will get us 30 Marks of Triumph. All right. For Marks of Strategy, these are the harder ones to get because not only are they only given to you from award boxes. You actually have to win the match to get these. All right. I put down, I threw out the idea there for a 1 for 100. So 1 mark of strategy for 100 marks of triumph. I think that's perfectly, completely understandable and fair myself. Now, there's been some discussion on here about saying that the conversion that I came up with for Marks of Tactics may be too high. I'd be willing to look at a discussion for 1 for 20 and all that, but I don't think it should go any lower than that. Myself personally, I don't think it should go any lower than that. There's also some discussion in here about people saying that people are just going to skip PvE content and gear up their PvE gear with PvP. I don't really see a problem with that either. Okay, because you guys got to take into consideration all the things that we have to do in PvE in order to use the good stuff in PvP. That would be your consumables, getting the plans from those, your mods, getting the plans from PvE for those, the utility belts, getting those from PvE. So I don't really have a problem with somebody wanting to go in there and like farm like Australia all day to get Marks of Tactics. Australia being by far probably the fastest map on to play right now in arenas. That or Arkham Asylum. If you got a good group in Arkham Asylum, you can finish a match in there in like a couple minutes. There's also the Temple of Ice's map. Very fast map because it's a team deathmatch. There's no barrels anywhere. Not to mention the fact you have no healers. People die fast. But I think that's perfectly understandable though for us to be able to convert 1 for 30 for the Marks of Tactics. Okay, you may have some people that will do that, farm that just so they can get Marks of Triumph to get their PvE gear. And that's fine. I have no problem with that. If it gets more people involved in PvP, I'm fine with that. I am fine with that. Because the more people we get involved in PvP, the more people may actually start to like it. The people who may not, been that crazy about before. Maybe some of these hardcore like PvE leagues out there will say, hey guys, let's group up and let's run some legends together. Let's run some legends together and get some marks and all that when we trade them in, we can get our PvE gear. Alright? Well, some of these guys may go in there and be like, man, you know what, this Legends is fun. This Legends is a lot of fun. Let's keep doing this. Let's get our PvP gear up. Let's see, you guys start working together well in these Legends matches while you're getting your marks to get your PvE gear, to convert into Marks of Triumph so you can get your PvE gear. Some of these guys may actually start thinking, so, man, let's start getting our PvP gear up. All right? It's not forcing anybody to PvP by any stretch. It's alleviating a lot of the forced PvE on PvP players, especially players, like myself and other players who have been around since launch, having to go back and replay this old content that we've done everything we could possibly do in. So I think a 1 for 30 for Marks of Tactics is perfectly fair. If that's if the developers think, or you yourselves think that's a bit high, I'm actually fine with that. I don't think it should go any lower than 1 for 20 though. I think 1 for 20 is by far the bare minimum for me to want to trade in my Marks of Tactics for. But I'm really curious what you guys think. I'm going to have a link to Jens's post in the description below. There was also a webcast last night for they showed off the Steelworks mission area for the villain side. I'm going to have a link to their Twitch channel in the description below also for you guys to check out. It's about a 43-minute long video, so make sure you guys got time to watch it. But yeah, so link for their Twitch will be in there for that Steelworks mission. Link to Jens's post about the mainframe costs is going to be in the description also for you guys to read it and participate in the discussion that's going on there, and a link for my mark conversion idea, the ratios at least, That will be in the description also for you guys to check out. I highly encourage you guys, highly encourage you guys to get involved in these discussions, because these, the simple fact that, the post that was started by my buddy Mystic E that I linked you guys to in the last video, all right, and I discussed, what I posted on that video, all right, is, the reaction from the developers, to the point where they've agreed that they're going to, allow us to convert PvP marks. That tells me right there, these guys, they do listen to us. They do listen to us, and they do, at least hear out our concerns. And it's sometimes they may actually even agree with us. All right, but yes, please get involved in these discussions and all that. This is as much your game as it is mine. I want everybody, the developers play it too. It's as much theirs as it is ours. So I think that as the more people that are involved in these discussions, the more constructive ideas that are given, everything like that, the better this game can be, and the more it can improve. But we need people. We need you guys to get involved in the discussions. All right. Anyways, that's it for right now. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. If you like this video, please do so by giving it a thumbs up. And if you haven't done so already, please subscribe. Until next time, you guys all take care. Bye.